match this weekend moves Arsenal's title odds by almost 10 points, and another swings Newcastle's top 4 odds by 13. Here's Week 1, 2025-2026 EPL predictions through MOTSON. Probabilities first, stories second here. So quick scan. Liverpool-Bournemouth looking good for Liverpool at 78%. Spurs and Burnley looking strong for Spurs, 73% to win. Man City's a big favorite against Wolves, 75% for City away. Chelsea a favorite to beat Palace, although a little conservative at 55%. We do see some volatility in the middle of the table. Brighton and Fulham at 44, 28, 28. Forest and Brentford 36, 31, 33. Leeds and Everton at the closest game maybe the weekend, 32, 30, and 38. It's a big one for Everton. They're going to have to win that to prove they're not in a relegation fight. And then Sunderland West Ham at 27, 26, 47. However, we can really see here two fixtures carry real leverage. First, United versus Arsenal, the big game of the weekend, the marquee matchup. An away favorite, 54% for Arsenal, 22% to draw, and 25% for United. What does this mean, though, for Arsenal? Well, if they win, they're 30% to win the league, taking a bump about of 27 or so normally. A draw keeps them where they are, 26.5%, and a loss takes them down to 20.7% according to MOTSON to win the league. So why can one game move about 10 points? Two forces, gravity and momentum. Gravity. Before kickoff, Arsenal's expected to win about 1.84 points from today. You take the probabilities, you match them up, that's what you get. A loss is a 1.84 swing against that expectation, and in a title race that's going to end in the high 80s or low 90s, giving back 2 expected points on day 1 really matters, especially if City and Liverpool bank wins and perform like we'd expect them to. On the other side, we have momentum. They were away favorites at Old Trafford. Title winners usually win or at least draw in those fixtures anymore. If Arsenal don't, well, we're going to trim their underlying strength a touch, which shaves probability off several future matches. Gravity still applies. We have strong priors plus 37 more games, so it's a meaningful downgrade, but not a verdict. Lots of soccer to be played still. The second big game, Aston Villa versus Newcastle for Champions League places. For Villa, if they win, they're 23% to take that top 4 spot, 16.5% if they draw, and 12.4% if they lose. On the other side, Newcastle, a win puts them at 28.8, draw 21.4, and a loss 16.2. Newcastle are much swingier here, seeing a 13-point move for win to loss versus about 10 for Villa. That's less gravity. We've assigned Newcastle weaker priors than Arsenal class contenders because their recent history is less established than Arsenal's, and they had that tragic, chaotic, whatever adjective you want to use, summer window that adds a lot of uncertainty. With thinner priors, each result carries more information, so a loss doesn't just cost points, it meaningfully updates their strength and then is going to ripple through the entire season. City, Liverpool, Spurs should mostly handle business. Chelsea have a platform. The middle is where the chaos lives, so get ready to look out for that. This is where the model is going to earn its keep. Every week, we'll keep running the sims, show the charts, adjust clearly. Calm, clear, calibrated. Subscribe if you'd rather update than overreact. Follow me on Threads. Check out my GitHub. Links are in the description. Thanks all, and we'll see you after the weekend.